I have gotten a lot of emails and seen a lot of Twitter traffic about what Joe Trippi said on Mediabuzz on Sunday. We were, of course, talking about Donald Trump, who gets talked about a lot in the media, including on my show. And we were talking about the moment in New Hampshire when Trump declined to really engage the question from this guy, who I still don't know who it is, about Muslims in this country and his conviction that Barack Obama is a Muslim and is not a Christian and is not an American. And Trippi said, and here's Joe Trippi, liberal Democrat, former campaign manager for Howard Dean, as well as Fox News contributor, you would expect him to pile on Trump. He went the other way. He said there was a liberal bias in the media that was making this such a huge story, and if the media would look at it objectively, Donald Trump is running in a Republican primary, and the way he handled or didn't engage on that question about Obama being seen as not being a Christian will help him in a Republican primary because a lot of Republicans believe that. Well, among the many emails I got were one from John Luzak, who says, I very much enjoy Mediabuzz and never miss an edition of it. I think a show that reports on how the media behave, considering any biases displayed, etc., is not only interesting, but an invaluable service to the country. Thank you, John. We can stop right there, but he goes on. This is why I was struck by the lack of any challenge to a statement made by Joe Trippi during a segment on the September 20th edition. The segment focused on that question from someone in the audience at a Trump event claiming Obama was not an American nor a Christian, rather a Muslim, and how Trump handled it. The offensive statement made twice by Mr. Trippi was that half of Republican voters believe the same way, which was then offered as justification for why Trump didn't push back on the questioner. I haven't seen any survey supporting Mr. Trippi's view, apart from a spurious one from the left-leaning public policy polling, but my own unscientific survey of my Republican friends and family strongly contradict this idea. Given Mr. Trippi's political biases, a statement as inflammatory as his warranted some challenge, or at the very least, some additional perspective. Well, I did challenge Joe Trippi about what he had said. Was it really right to say that because many Republicans don't believe that that President Obama is a Christian, is it right, therefore, to say, oh, the media should just give him a pass because he helps himself in a campaign? And Trippi said, no, don't we in journalism have a responsibility to call out all the candidates if they say something or seemingly acquiesce something that is simply not true? But on the point about not challenging him on the statement that many Republicans believe this, Trippi is right. And I didn't challenge him because I knew that he was right. There's a recent CNN poll that said 43% of Republicans believe President Obama is a Muslim. Trippi told me he saw another survey that put it almost up to 50%. So Trippi is right when he says that many Republicans believe this. That does not necessarily make it true. I know people may believe this. Barack Obama not only produced a birth certificate that shows that he was born in Hawaii in 1961, but there are newspaper articles, birth announcements from August 1961 in the Honolulu papers. So I take the president at his word on that. And as far as being a Christian or not, he certainly took a lot of heat, and deservedly so, for being in the Reverend Jeremiah Wright's church and all the crazy anti-American lunacy that Wright was spouting. That was a significant issue in 2008. But it does show that Obama went to a Christian church for all these years, not a church with a pastor that most Americans would agree with, and he does occasionally go to church as president. So there's two separate questions here. How did Trump handle it? And whether or not Trippi was off base in saying that many Republicans believe this. Well, if you believe these polls, and these are reputable polls by CNN and others, this is what many Republican voters believe.